Welcome to the Sarah Finkelstein Show, where the next 10 minutes can change your life. Also on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. Here's Sarah.
Thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about a recent article that I came across, which has to do what is happening to baby boomers' retirement plans. There was a CNBC report which found that younger baby boomers may outlive their retirement savings. They found that they're spending down their 401k plans at alarming rates. Let's talk first about who are these baby boomers, of which I am one. Baby boomers are the people that were born between the years of 1946 and 1964. There are approximately 78 million baby boomers. The youngest baby boomers are now 58 years old, and the oldest baby boomers are now 76 years old. Many of them are at risk of depleting their accounts by the time they're 85. And yet half of those people will live beyond age 85. Did you know that a couple that are age 65, there is a 50% chance that one of them will live to at least 90 and possibly beyond age 90. My husband's grandmother is 99 years old, and his grandfather lived to be 90. So people are living longer than ever before, and that does require careful planning so that we don't run out of money before we run out of life. And you're probably very aware that inflation is very high. It's the highest that it's been in more than 40 years. Yes, we are going through record inflation. Last week, they announced that the inflation for the month of May was 9.1%. Do you wonder if that is truly an accurate number? And the reason I say this is I just received our homeowners insurance renewal, and the increase, are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? The increase in the premium was 46%. 46% higher for the year than the previous year. Now, does that get counted into that 9.1% stated inflation rate? I'm guessing not. So what is the real inflation rate? Could it be much higher than that 9.1%? What do you think? So let's talk about these baby boomers and the challenges that they face in terms of their retirement plans. Now, a lot of us do not have pensions anymore. What is a pension? A pension is what people used to have before 401k plans became very prevalent. What a pension plan did was your employer would guarantee that you would get an X number of income, a certain amount in your retirement every month for the rest of your life. People with pension plans did not have to worry as much because they knew that they were getting this stated amount each and every year for the rest of their lives, along with their Social Security checks. And the interesting thing is that for those with pension plans, many of them saw their nest egg continue to grow after they retired and stopped working. Why is that? Because they weren't dipping into their savings as much because they had this pension. So a 401k plan is not a pension plan. Why? Because it fluctuates. Your 401k is in mutual funds, and mutual funds do go up and down. So it's not guaranteed. And for most people, a great majority of people, the Social Security retirement check that you get in your retirement years is not enough to replace the income that you had from your working years from a job or career. So Social Security is just one piece of income in retirement. So let's talk about the three-legged stool. Now, those people who had pension plans were very fortunate. And for those of you that still have a pension plan, pat yourself on the back. You are very, very lucky. Have you heard of the three-legged retirement stool? Many of you have. And what it is, the three legs represent your Social Security, your pension plan, and your personal savings. Since many of us no longer have a pension plan, that retirement stool is rather wobbly. And that's not how most of us want to enjoy our retirement years, with challenges that we may not be able to meet our standard of living. Nobody wants to move out of their home that they're comfortable in, and some people want to remain in their homes and not downsize. It all comes back to planning. So let's talk about some of the challenges that we are facing, retirees as well as pre-retirees. One of the challenges that we have not saved enough. We have not put enough money aside for our futures. Most of us do not even put away 10% of our income into a nest egg to prepare for those golden years. Some of you may have been saving money, but have you been saving at least 10% consistently each and every year? If you haven't, then how are you supposed to work for 30 or 40 years and have the next 30 or 40 years without having sufficient income to maintain your standard of lifestyle? Another challenge is that the market is unpredictable, right? The market is very volatile. It could be up 600 points one day, down 900 points the next day. And some people cannot stomach this volatility. So it's always good to diversify, not have all of your eggs in one basket and not have all of your eggs at risk. The three-legged stool, as I said, is challenged. And the other challenge is inflation, as I said, is at an all-time high. Another challenge is that we are living longer and longer than ever before. It used to be decades ago, you'd retire at 65, you might live another 10 or 12 years. But now it is quite common to retire and live for another 30 or more years. So let's talk about some solutions. It's not enough to know what the challenges are. We have to have some solutions so we could be in a better financial position. The first solution I recommend is sit down with your spouse or your partner and devise a plan. Make a plan for your finances, for your retirement years and your future. Create a budget. You know, it's interesting. Most of us run around every day doing our work or activities, whether you're retired or still working. We go out there, we spend money, and we don't even think about it. And before we know it, money just trickles through our fingers. So create a budget and become conscious of where you're spending your money. What do you want to do in your retirement years? Do you want to travel? Where do you want to travel to? What will it cost you? And if inflation continues at this rate, what is it going to cost in 20 years or 30 years? Remember, diversify your allocations. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have a mixture between safe money strategies. And remember, the bank may be safe, but your money at the bank is not growing. The interest that they're paying you is so small that it would take you over 70 years to double your money at the bank. And another solution that you need to implement is you have to plan to live to age 100. Yes, because if you don't live to 100 and you've planned for 100, you will not run out of money. You'll be okay financially. And that age group, 90 plus, is a tremendously growing age group of individuals. So with medical advances, the possibilities of living to 100 and even beyond is strong. I want to do a shout out to Tony. Thank you for your help with our wonderful voiceovers. Thank you so much, Tony.
Knowledge is power, but only when you implement what you've learned to your own benefit. Tune in next time for even more powerful tips on The Sarah Finkelstein Show.